Hello everybody. In August 2023, Indian startups have raised $396 million. And in August 2022, exactly 1 year back, they raised more than $1 billion. So this year, the total funding has dropped down by 60% or even more. And why did this happen? In this video, we are going to talk about one of the most important factors which led to this funding winter. The decline is primarily stemming from the increase in interest rates. So why did the interest rates increase? And what is the impact of this interest rate increase on the startups? Whether it is from raising money standpoint or from selling their product in the market standpoint. So let's get started with the first point. Why? It's not just the US or India. Almost all the central banks in the world have increased the interest rates. For example, in the US, the federal funding rate, which is the base interest rate, has increased from 0%. At the start of 2022, the rate was 0% and it increased to 5.25% right now. These are all cycles, right? The interest rates will go up sometimes, it will go down sometimes. The cycles are not new. But what is really different about this particular cycle is the rate of growth and the rate at which it has declined. From 0% to 5.5% in 1 year is what makes a lot more of the impact on the startup world. And why did this entire thing happen? If you go back by 1 to 2 years, there was a lot of free money in the economy, in your pocket and also my pocket. When a lot of people, even they did not work, government pushed money into the bank accounts, free money because of COVID. And just to add on top of that, there was also Russia-Ukraine war. And you might ask me, hey, and what has Russia-Ukraine war to do with all these things? Because Ukraine is one of the primary exporters of wheat. And when Ukraine was attacked and when Ukraine did not send food to the other parts of the world, the prices of food increased around the world. On one end, the overall economy itself had a lot of money, which led to increase in the money in your pocket and my pocket. Now, when we have more money and when we are competing for that same product, the producer also has an opportunity to increase prices. So the prices increased not just because there was money both in your pocket and my pocket, but also there was also some crisis in Russia and Ukraine. So both these things together have increased the prices. And the government decided to reduce this inflation. And how can they do that? They can do that by increasing the interest rates. Why? Because when the interest rates increase, what do you and I do? Rather than going and buying that car, home for a particular EMI, we will rather invest that money in our savings deposit because the deposit is giving us higher interest rate. And I'll go ahead and buy that home when the interest rates go down. So the consumer demand for the goods will go down and the circulation of money in the economy will come down, thereby reducing the inflation. And once the inflation is down, when the demand for a lot of these kind of products goes down, the prices will come back to normalcy. And that's when the government will once again start to reduce the interest rates. And this, as I mentioned, is a cycle. But unfortunately, this cycle had a lot more of critical impact because of those two events, COVID and Russia-Ukraine war. Well, in 2020-2021, when the interest rates were zero, where can the investors go ahead and put their money? In a bank account, the interest is zero. And if the startup is giving them, let's say 5 to 10% return, then that's a big positive thing. But in 2023-2024, the interest rates on the bank accounts itself are close to 5 to 10%. So the startups need to generate a lot more of money to justify the investor's confidence. So the confidence of the investor and the rate of return from the startup should be very, very, very high to go ahead and invest in a particular startup. That is on the supply side, that is, hey, why they are not able to raise a lot of money. The second aspect is with respect to why they are not able to sell a lot of products, because the customers are also not going and spending money. They are also parking that money in their fixed deposits or in their savings accounts because they are getting higher interest rates from there. So you can see from the startup standpoint, it's a double whammy. Investors are not giving them money, and for the customers as well, they are not spending money because the interest rates are higher. You can see how just that increase in interest rates is impacting the entire startup world. Now, is there an end to this particular story? Absolutely yes. As I mentioned, this is only a cycle. As the cycle, we are just seeing the increase in interest rates, but very soon they will also start falling down. And once they start falling down, we will see the funding winter will be vanishing and we'll have a lot more investments coming into the startup world. But as startups, the objective should and would always be the same. That is, hey, can we have a good product market fit and can we give our investors and our customers the best return possible? Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.